can I make a plain white helmet match a Harley-Davidson special paint job from 11 years ago? Let's find out. Hi everybody, welcome back to Bike to Table. My name's John, and this time we're going to take care of painting this motorcycle helmet to match my wife's bike. Now, as you can probably see in the background, I have dabbled in a little bit of airbrushing, but this one's going to be a little bit different. I'm trying to match the original special paint from Harley-Davidson for her 2010 Softail Deluxe. Now, this is a special white ice, black ice paint. It color shifts from blue to purple, so it's going to be quite a challenge. But I found this pearlized white helmet already. Then I found some micro metal flake that shifts from purple to blue. How awesome is that? So, challenge had to be accepted to make my wife's helmet match her bike. Okay, so here is the paint that I'm going to try to match. You can see it has a lot of depth to it. And I don't know if the camera's picking it up good, but it's got that kind of a blue shimmer to it. Definitely you see the blue there, but as you move around, you get that little bit of purple creeping in there too. And all I really expect is for that little bit of blue metallic to come through on that white pearl helmet. So it's going to be kind of a challenge, it's going to be fun, and we'll see how it goes. So first up, I need to tape off the helmet. Now, keeping in mind that I already removed the visor, so we need to plug those screw holes so we're able to screw the visor back in. Next, we're going to rough up the surface with a red scuff pad. That will allow the helmet to take the paint that we're going to put down. Next, I'm going to be covering it with a clear base that I'm going to be mixing with that blue and purple color shift metal flake. So that should give us what we want. And finally, I'll be using 2K clear coat. This is going to make it a nice durable finish. This is a motorcycle helmet, so it will catch some dust, dirt, bugs, possibly gravel flying off a truck. We don't know. So that's why we need a nice durable finish that this will last for years. Let me take you on the journey. We'll see what happens. Hey there, guess what? It's spray booth time. We have the miniature paint booth set up in our backyard. Let me show you what we got here. We have the compressor set up with a hairdryer so we can dry the paint a little bit between layers nice and gently. We have the helmet, which is scuffed up with the scratch pad, but that just is going to take up the paint and it'll adhere very well. Got my airbrush back there hooked up to the compressor. There's the magic, what's going to happen right there with the sparkle paint, some cleanup material, and of course we have my mask, so that way I don't have to worry about breathing in the metal flake and dealing with all of that. So we're ready to spray. We'll see what happens. So overall the spraying went pretty good. I checked the coverage of the flake after 4 coats. I thought it needed a little more, so I did 6 coats. I'm going to hope that that gives the effect that I want. I'm going to set this in the house to dry overnight, and tomorrow we'll tackle the clear coat. Welcome to the next morning. We have let the helmet dry overnight. We have our booth set up back in the backyard again. Let me show you here. So we have our booth set up here. Again, it's in our backyard. It's just a cardboard box, so it blocks the wind. We have it weighted down so it doesn't blow away. We have our helmet, which we've let dry overnight. So that's nice and dry. It has a rough surface to it, but that's okay because it's that metal flake. We have our mask, which is has a KN95 mask for breathing. The reason why we definitely want to have that is because we are using this 2K clear. Now the 2K clear is a 2-stage. It has a red cap on top, and that lets you put it on the bottom. You have to pop it. That will release the hardener that's already inside. It's already at a 4-to-1 ratio. It's already preset like that, so that's really handy for just a regular guy doing stuff. You don't have to mix anything or do anything with the solvents. They also say that it's good for 48 hours. So once we activate this, we have to shake it really hard for about 2 minutes or so, and then we have 2 days to spray this helmet and get the coats on there. So my plan is I'm going to do one light coat. It says to wait for 10 minutes. We're going to do another coat, a regular coat, and then wait for 10 minutes, and then we're going to do a nice wet coat. That should get that full shine on there. Now we may need to come back and do 4 or 5 coats simply because of how much metal flake is on this helmet. Let's get that can popped for the 2K clear. We'll shake it up and we'll spray. You can tell when this pops inside because that red button will feel like it went in and it won't go any further. If it doesn't work, it'll feel spongy. So that's a little thing to know. So what I like to do is I like to look over my work while the clear coat is still setting up. I like using a toothpick, and that way I can pick out the little speck of dust or whatever it is, and I can get that out of there while the clear coat is still setting up, so that way it kind of self-levels back into that void that I just created with the toothpick. Okay, you can probably see the metal flake is starting to get covered up by the clear, and the clear coat is starting to smooth over and gloss up. This is 4 coats in, and we definitely have a couple more to go. Okay, so we let the clear coat dry for a day, and it does have a lot of orange peel on it. Once we get that wet sanded out and buffed out with some compound and some finishing polish, this is going to look really nice and smooth. That orange peel will be gone. That blue-purple color shift metal flake is really going to pop. Now it's time to wet sand. I use water with a little bit of dish liquid to help the sandpaper glide over the surface easier. In this case, I use a 2000p paper and soak it in the water bowl for about 15 to 20 minutes before I wet sand. You have to start off easy and gradually increase your pressure until you feel the paper begin to grab the surface. Go back to the water often and use it to both rinse off the paper and bring more liquid to your area. It'll be rough and gravelly at first, and then will gradually smooth out. Check your progress frequently so you don't burn through the clear down to the paint. You should dry the area and look to see if it has an overall flat finish. The flatter it is now, the more mirror-like the finish will be later on. The water will get cloudy from the clear coat that you're rubbing off, so I usually change it out when I get about a quarter way around the helmet. You'll start to see the flat appearance as you check. Then just keep working around the helmet and try to get as close as you can to those rivets and to the rim. When that's done, you'll have a nice flat finish and you'll be ready for the cut and polish. So now it's time to cut and polish. For this, I'm using a new set of drill-sized foam cut and buff pads. The helmet's too small for my regular 7-inch pad, so these 3-inch little pads will do just great. I'm using a Meguiar's 105 and 205 Ultra 2-step polishing system. With the 105, I'm using a firm pad. It's not the hardest because I don't want to risk burning through that clear coat. I'll weigh the helmet down so it stays in place. I'll put some on the pad first and then dab that onto the helmet. Then I start the drill pad. I'll move evenly across, and working around in an area, I'll let the pad do the work with some light pressure. I'll check how the shine is after I'm done with each section. You can even see the reflection of my GoPro in the surface. And once I've gotten the entire helmet done, it's time to change the pad out to a softer wavy pad and the 205 polisher. Again, just like before, I'm putting it on the pad first. Now, one thing I do need to tell you about the 205 is that it's definitely more fluid, so you may need to watch your shirt and the surrounding area for splatter, so don't go too fast on that drill. I found that out the hard way. And you know, it's great to finally see that smooth, almost mirror-like finish. I'm definitely not a pro at this, but for an average guy, I've got some pretty good results with this. Now here's a close-up of the metal flake, looking pretty similar to the bike that I showed you earlier. That's the blue metal flake shimmer that I was hoping for. Here's another shot of how much sparkle there is in this color shift metal flake. I mean, it really puts out a lot of sparkle. You know, it's great to finally see that after all that work, to see this metal flake bringing this plain helmet to life. My wife is very happy with it. It's not perfect, but for a 3-day project, I'm pretty satisfied. So overall, I think I was pretty successful about matching that 2010 special paint to this plain white helmet. Thanks for watching Bike to Table. Please don't forget to like and subscribe below. My name's John. Remember, live to ride, ride to eat. See you next time.